Welcome, welcome. As always, we have a packed AMA today with updates across a variety of focus areas for us. So we'll start off with our results from last weekend's Holders Frenzy, as well as what's next for the affiliate tournament, not this weekend, but the weekend after. And we'll also dive into our testing, which occurred just an hour ago, as well as look into our most recent patch updates. But that's not all. On top of this, we'll give an update as to our experience at the Dutch Comic Con, which took place last weekend. And then we'll end with another exciting another exciting update, which is a new piece of content with none other than India mobile gaming legend Scout. And we're excited to dive into all of that with you today. Well, ads, before we jump into the Holders Frenzy results, any opening remarks from you?
No, just excited to give you all some updates from the week. I see a lot of comments in the chat already talking about the testing. We'll talk about it as we go through the Titan talk. Everyone wants some rewards. So yeah, maybe there's going to be more testing, but yeah, we'll have a little chat about it. But nice week for us. So yeah, let's jump into it.
Broken, I see a spazzing out computer in the GIF. Can everyone hear us okay, or do we sound like robots? Maybe like that computer suggesting here. If you can hear us, just type in yes. Okay, perfect. You guys can hear us fine. Amazing. So let's dive into the results of last weekend's Holders Frenzy, and what a showdown it was. Woo! Well, we are still setting the stage for our Titan tournaments, but nonetheless, we're still happy to have some tournament action in between this delay of our Titan tournament. So last weekend, we had Holders Frenzy Volume 6, and this wrapped up with some intense clashes, some tactical plays, and some Titan mastery from members of our community. Our arena lit up as our top holders battled it out for a piece of that $3,000 prize pool, and the competition, as always, did not disappoint. So let's take a look at how the battles actually played out. We'll start off at the top, beginning with our champion, who is none other than Shazinix, one of our affiliate hosts, and just an all-around Titan legend. So Shazinix was playing with a Spike Titan named Piquant, who we've actually seen in some of our previous tournaments as well. So no stranger to the top of the leaderboard here, whether that be Shazinix or the Titan Piquant. Shazinix actually had a dominating performance in all of the whole tournament itself, and actually won both of the brackets. And with Shazinix winning both of the brackets, he had to actually choose one Titan to move forward with. He chose right, chose Piquant, and actually ended up winning the entire tournament with Piquant. So taking his place in the other bracket and falling just short of that championship title, we saw a player Rush, another Xborg team member. Xborg was just all over the top of the leaderboard this week. And we had Rush playing with a Lava Titan named ROTO. So they made a deep push into the finals, but sadly just could not overpower that Spike Titan. And we saw a lot of those, aggressive lava attacks actually getting missed with the new Spike key effect as well. But nonetheless, Xborg across the board, as I mentioned, had a very, very strong show up. And even without that team-based prize pool, we saw them dominating the top of the charts in the leaderboard. So congrats and GG's to Rush moving forward to these finals, even though they did not win that bracket 1. Over in bracket 2, we had a different runner-up. We had the Great Cat, and they were bringing the spikiness with their Titan Magico, and putting on a great display of smart plays, especially with that new Jokes on You effect, as I mentioned earlier. So throughout this weekend, we saw some great deck diversity. So saw some spikes, saw some lavas in the finals, but nonetheless, we saw a ton of elements competing in the earlier rounds. But something is very clear to us, that not only the competition is heating up, but also are all the different tournament tactics that we are seeing. What's also clear to us is a bit of the overpoweredness of this Spike element. We've seen actually a few tournaments as of late have Spike as the champion. This is actually something we're currently working through and tweaking with our upcoming balance update. So we hear you. Don't worry about it, Titan Army. That's something we're working on. And Spike, as well as all the other elements, will be a little bit more balanced moving forward. But nonetheless, congratulations to everyone who competed, and a huge shout out to everyone who participated and managed to take home a chunk of that 3,000 USD prize pool. Sadly, with Ross, busy with us at Dutch Comic Con and Nugget Out, we couldn't stream, but rest assured we'll be back to streaming for the next tournament. Again, not this weekend, but the coming weekend after. As always, this was just one chapter of our tournaments. We got more tournaments coming, more rivalries, and more glory for you all to take home. So as I mentioned, this weekend is a rest weekend, but we'll see you the following weekend for the next affiliate tournament, which we will dive into now. Seeing there's no questions in the chat, so I'll keep running through it. So we've got a quick update that we know many of you have been waiting on. So as many of you know, we have actually decided to push our Titan tournament from July 5th to actually July 12th. So this is actually our 24th volume of our Titan tournaments, which is honestly crazy and kind of hard to believe at this point. But we just love having these fun and exciting tournaments to y'all. The reason we're pushing the tournament a week back is we need a little bit extra time and a bit of just space to kind of implement a few important testing updates and get everything primed for a smoother competitive rollout. So ads will dive into the testing just after this, but obviously we have a few learnings that we'd like to discuss, take a little bit more time, and make sure that when we actually do have the Titan tournament on the 12th, it's much more of a smooth experience for us. So just pushing that week gives us a little bit more time to do so. This might be a little disappointing for you all, but it should not be coming as a shock. Ads has been saying that until we feel absolutely confident in the testing, that we will not be holding another Titan tournament, and we promise we feel like we are almost there. And as I mentioned, we will dive into that testing in just a sec, so don't you worry. But with this in mind, we couldn't let you guys go 2 weekends without some tournament action in the arena. So to keep the energy high and the competition alive, we're bringing back a fan favorite format for our affiliate tournament, which will take place on July 5th. And this time, like our tournament, what was that, about two weeks ago? It will be another version of our Anything Goes. And this will be a special 4th of July Smacky Fest for those of you in the US. For the rest of you, it's just a normal affiliate Anything Goes tournament. And that means no element restrictions, no limitations, no bans. So no multiple Titans, no banning one of your opponent's Titans. No need to do that. All you need is just you, your 3 best Titans, and all-out chaos in these best of 3 matchups. Oh, excuse me, 1 Titan. Thank you. This is why we have our hosts here to keep us in check. Make sure that we're sharing the right information. It's just you, your best Titan, and all-out chaos in these best of 3 matchups. So you can either bring some of these really strong monsters we're seeing within the meta, or you can bring something off the meta to test some new experiments. It doesn't matter. If you think you can win with it, put it to the test and join us in the arena, not this weekend, but the following weekend. With this classic format comes our classic Anything Goes prize pool. So we got juicy rewards for the block winners as well as the overall finalists. So if you get in the top 32, you'll be taking home 30 USD. Top 16, you'll take home an extra 30 USD on top of that beginning 30. Top 8, another additional 35. Top 4, an additional 35 on top of that. Our runner-up is going home with a total of 165 USD. Our block champion going home with 185 USD, as well as a chance to play in the overall playoffs. And here, if you win the overall playoffs, you'll be going home with 245 USD. And our overall playoff runner-up will be going home with 225 USD. So going back to basics, doing this Anything Goes format, standard Anything Goes prize pool as well. And we will also have that standard schedule. So round 1 taking place from 8 to 8:40 a.m. EST. Round 2, 8:55 to 9:20. Round 3 taking place from 9:25 to 9:45. Our quarterfinals taking place from 9:50 to 10:10. Block semifinals from 10:15 to 10:30. And then our block finals, which will be when we begin streaming with Nugget and Ross, will take place at 10:35 to 10:50. with our overall final to declare the winner of this affiliate tournament will take place immediately following that. So as we mentioned in the past, this kind of open format is a perfect testing ground. Whether you're practicing new scroll combos, stress testing some new builds for the Titan tournament on July 12th, or you just want some high energy matches with zero restrictions, this anything goes tournament is perfect for you. So as always, kind of standard with these affiliate tournaments, registrations will open on Tuesday at noon. So make sure to set those reminders. We'll obviously make an announcement in the announcement section and get ready for another action-packed weekend in the arena. Until then, get ready. Challenge us. We'll be online doing some additional testing. So if you want to do some challenges, we're more than happy to play. And we'll see you in the arena next weekend. But as always, this would not be possible if we didn't have such an amazing community. Huge shout out to our affiliate hosts who keep coming to us with these ideas. They were actually the ones who didn't want an additional weekend to go by without tournament action. So huge shout out to these hosts coming for us, stepping up to the plate and willing to host another tournament this weekend. And as always, a huge round of applause to all of our mods, our hosts, and everyone for giving up your time and competing in these tournaments. Registrations will be on Tuesday, and best of luck until then, Titan Army. I think with that, we can transition into an update with our testing, which I see a lot of people asking me about in chat. So ads, I'll hand it off to you.
Awesome. All right, thanks so much, Blake. So yes, I'm going to talk to you about what's going on with our testing. I know many of you probably know because you also get involved in the testing. And then I'll talk a little bit about our patch notes and then some of the things that we have been doing and we have to come in terms of, campaigns and marketing. All right, so just talking a little bit about the testing, right? I'm giving you all some context. Many of you know, right? We've had some issues when it comes to our Titan tournament specifically. And the issues have come with us having so many people at one time trying to challenge and get into the arena, right? Our Titan tournaments have this player base of 256. And this is the moment that we're seeing this problem. It doesn't happen for us when we have the affiliate tournaments, and it doesn't happen to us when we have the Holders Frenzy, right? So we know it's very specific. We have been trying over the last few months to really figure out this issue. We've come to you quite a few times and we've said we've been able to fix it. And then unfortunately, we would have another Titan tournament. And that remains to not be the case, that we have not been able to fix it. So we have been doing some pretty intense testing over the last couple of weeks. And we're now kind of down to this sort of stress testing mode that we're in. So this means replicating the full kind of real life environment that we do have for our Titan tournaments, which means having a good amount of people, over 250 people joining and challenging at the same time to see if we have any issues, right? This has been really important for us because, as we have stated, we're not going to be hosting another Titan tournament until we have been able to successfully say pretty categorically that we have fixed the issue, right? So we actually just completed some testing, right? And I think in the chat, many of you are also trying to join and challenge each other, right? And we have some updates, right, for you, and you've been asking. So the test was like successful and then not successful in some ways, right? Okay, so let me start off with why it wasn't successful, right? It was not successful. Okay, so it's interesting because the chat's not really talking about it, and I feel like you're not listening. But okay, I'm just gonna keep talking, and then hopefully you're not gonna ask me the same questions about this later. Okay. Thanks, Haya. Okay, so we have we've got because this is because of the testing, Phoenix Wolf, that I'm talking about right now. Right, so successful and not successful in some ways. Why it wasn't successful is because we had problems, right? So we had all these people that joined, and we weren't successfully able to have everybody getting through and challenging, right? So not successful. But why it was it was good is because we were able to see in real time where we actually have some of the issues, right? We were able to conduct this testing with analytics involved, in the sense of having different groups of people joining at the same time with us as the players were joining, right? So we could see some of the issues. And what I can say kind of initially, right, without giving, too much of the ins and outs or keeping it as simple as I can, right, is what we have discovered is we didn't know if this was a code issue or if this was really like a deeper kind of issue in terms of the actual infrastructure that we built. And I believe you would have heard us saying actually for quite a while, it's BV2. I think you would have heard us say that we think it's an infrastructure issue. But now actually, as of the result of the testing that we have done, we actually have identified it to be a code issue, right? And this is really good, right? In some senses for us to know this. It's good because it's potentially actually easier for us to fix now that we see that it's a code issue, and it's something that is really within our control very easily, right? When we say that it's a code issue, because that's really our team that are dealing with that, right? We don't have any external things that we need to think about. When we think about it's like a full infrastructure issue and we have to get like experts or other people involved, right? This is a very controllable thing within our team, which is why it's nice that we've identified that it's a code issue. And I'm going to say it in a way that I hope is simple. Yes, we believe that we have found what the issue is. And it's coming back to this idea almost of like too many requests that are being sent, right? So when people are challenging, we're getting these kind of loops, which is basically occupying the server, which means that you get this kind of timeout situation or when your network is not available. Exactly, exactly kind of as you're saying there AJ. Basically, Daniel, it's kind of as if we've got to it's not that it's too many people, but it's too many requests that are happening. So it's almost as if it feels like things are being done on a loop, right? So that these requests just keep going through and through and through, and it basically like backs up the server, right? So we just have too many requests, which is why it's happening, kind of, right, Ross, which is why it's happening when we're getting these number of players. Yes, hey, exactly. We're just gonna recode the whole game in a couple of hours. No, it's good. As I said, the reason why this is good for us to know where this is because again, the code issue is within our control, right? To be able to recode, and we're not going to have to like recode too much, right? We just need to find exactly where we need to code and replace, right? So we feel good that we've been able to identify where the issue is. So this test has proved successful for that, right? Because we had some theories, we kept fixing things, didn't fix the issue, we couldn't figure out why it wasn't fixing the issue. So being able to pinpoint it is really nice. This is going to impact the timeline of our Titan tournaments, right? Again, we're not going to be doing a Titan tournament until we have been able to recode this. But we are going to be working on this fix, right? Over next week too. I'll be able to tell you a little bit more categorically, hopefully before next week, on just what this means for our timeline, right? But again, like kind of good news in that we've identified it, bad news because we didn't fix it yet. Exactly. We have to find the source, right? And I think that was our biggest issue, is that we thought that we had fixed it because we kept fixing stuff. But it was just other stuff that was broken, not connected. But now, like, yeah, it's nice to actually have like a light to see what you're even, looking at, and not just shots in the dark, right? So it's good. So with that, right, we did release a new build, especially going into this situation for us to do this testing. So we have patch 1.7339 is now officially live. The update that we did for this, it it focused pretty heavily on improving the challenger system, working on in-game stability and general overall performance of the game across the board. As I said, it was really trying to focus much more on what we would need coming into this testing. But there's also some additional infrastructure bug fixes that you can also see in this new build, and just some like extra bits thrown in there, right? So to give you some quick highlights, right? We have a new reconnection feature. So players who are disconnecting during a challenge, you are now going to be able to seamlessly rejoin the match without losing progress. This is nice because this has actually been one of the most requested features that we have had from the community. So it should prevent quite a few unnecessary losses during the tournaments. The multi-deck system that we have, right? We had a lot of feedback that is coming from the decks. So navigating the library now that you'll see within the deck is a lot smoother than it has been, particularly after using items like the Blackout Potion, and the drag and drop functionality that we do have has been cleaned up a little bit to improve some of the usability when you're building or swapping out decks. We'll still continue to keep working on the UI of the deck builder. We know it's a big one for all of you. And as we keep on playing with it as well, we see the intuitiveness or the lack of it in certain parts as well, right? So this will be something that we'll keep working on. Keywords. We have updated it with a better layout, improved readability as well to make the lookups a little bit easier, mid-match particularly. Again, very similar to how we talk about the multi-deck and the UI, we're going to be still working on those keywords and making sure the usability is really nice for that too. On the challenges front, we've completely overhauled the UI. Some of you would have seen it, again, if you had been doing the testing as well. So we've... the challenges tab that you'll see, if you go to your friends list, you'll see that the challenges has been completely removed from there. So it's a lot cleaner. You go to friends, challenge from there. Unnecessary buttons and pop-ups have also been cleared out from this as well. You'll also see that you have a new lobby timer in there. You might not have been able to see the full thing if you weren't able to get through a challenge, but there is a new lobby timer. So this is just in there to be able to improve some of the overall coordination that we do have within challenging. You see notifications have been updated to better handle some of the offline players that we have and already engaged opponents, right? And we've also restricted multiple challenge requests to streamline how players interact. Again, there's still some work that we need to do in this challenges section to make it even smoother. But generally, it should feel a lot more intuitive for all of you going into this challenge section, cleaner, and just less clutter. We've also been able to fix some of the issues related to incorrect timer displays and remove some of the redundant pop-ups. Yes, yes, that is back. I really missed that. I'm very glad it's back. Yeah, really glad. And on that kind of vein, we've fixed like quite a few things, right? So this damage, for example, some of the visual glitches that you see, like that flicker, for example. Oh my god, that was such a killer. That was so annoying.
The worst.
Yeah, every time. Some of the matchmaking changes. Some of the marketplace inventory screens. So you'll see that just some of the UI in general has also been updated. So better visual clarity and performance, right? Of course, keep giving us some of your feedback. And as you know, we'll keep updating things as we go. We anticipate having a new build also coming out probably next week, and maybe there'll be some updates in that as well, especially on some of these small kind of UI fixes that we want to be able to have. And then with the testing, of course, we'll have some updates there as well. But in general, state of the game, we're feeling pretty good, right? We still know we have a lot of things to do. But, where we might be quiet, right? It's just because we are working in the background. I hope you're seeing the results of that over these last couple of weeks, kind of heads down with the dev team. obviously, please just give them a round of applause, give them a shout out, right? It's a lot of time that people are putting in, a lot of hours, a lot of overtime's going in at the moment. And there'll be a lot of that coming up over the next couple of weeks as well. But please keep giving all these suggestions to be coming in. On this note, I want to just talk a little bit about balance very quickly. So I know that we are all waiting for some balance, right? I'm really glad that you're saying, Daniel, all elements are playable, right? The balance will be an interesting one, right? We've got a lot of feedback from all of you on the balance so far. A lot of it we agree with, right? Particularly when it comes to some of these elements as well, right? We know that some of them are not quite functioning in the way that they need to in reality, right? But please keep the feedback coming, particularly over these next few days, right? Because balance is going to be pretty heavily worked on next week. And we want to make sure that we have all of the suggestions. I just want to say here publicly on the Titan Talk, I just want to say thank you so much to everybody that has given feedback so far. But we really, really do listen, right? And particularly now, because this next balance update is going to be really important for us, kind of coming off these new experiences that we did try to put in there for people. So please just keep it coming, even if it's like redundant, even if everybody's kind of saying the same thing. Just draw attention to it for us so that we have a lot of data to go from. So just thank you so much to everybody that's given feedback so far. It means a lot to us. We take it really seriously. DM, put it in wherever, put it in the feedback. Appreciate it, right? I've got so many messages. So just a lot of love going back your way to the community for that. And again, just do it with kindness too, because our dev team is going to be working overtime to get all this stuff. Feel free to not say it this moment, but feel free to put it in in the feedback. All right, so we've been on the road, right? So we're back in New York. Artie's not with us because he's on the road right now. Summer's always like no one's really around. Summer's always a weird time. It's road life, right? Summer is like total road life. So the Titan Talks are going to be like from different places with there'll be like different people coming into each Titan Talk. But we just came back from our trip in Comic-Con, which you all know, which was really, really exciting, right? So I just want to talk a little bit about it and give you some reflections. But first things first, before I even start to delve into it, I have to say thank you to everybody that was involved, right? So firstly, I want to give a shout out to Ross for traveling with us all the way to Utrecht. Where is it, Blake?
Utrecht.
Traveling all the way there with us to be our hype person on the day. It was really nice to have somebody who knew the game to actually be commentating on it. I want to give a shout out, huge shout out to BVT. So BVT, gonna embarrass him now, but BVT was with us, right? On the ground, and BVT was the person by far who taught the most people how to play the game, like more than we did, right? There'd be moments we're sitting down and BVT was still grinding, right? So when I tell him to sit down, he'd be like, no, I'm gonna keep going. And that is like, it's true, and it's true. So don't say no, because I came to you many times and I was like, go take a seat. And you were like, no, I'm just still doing my thing. So have to give a huge shout out to him because it was like unbelievable. Exactly. BVT for like MVP for sure. I want to give a shout out to Skog, right? We saw Skog on the Friday. I know, Skog, you weren't able to attend the weekend, but once I benched you, GVT. But I want to just give a shout out because I know you weren't able to join us over the weekend, but thank you so much for coming down on the Friday, showing your support to us. You've supported us through this whole thing, and we were so happy to be able to see you at least on that Friday, right? So shout out to Skog. And then I want to give a shout out to the Reign of Titans team. That also actually traveled and were there on the ground for Comic-Con, right? We do these tournaments, right? We do tournaments over the weekend. Like, I want you to always remember, every time we do a tournament, that's the team working at the weekend, right? We work every day of the week and then we work at the weekends. going to something like Comic-Con also means that the team are working at the weekend, right? So it's a lot of time away from our families. And it's so I just want to say thank you to the team that came down, right? And the team that supported as well in the back. And of course the dev team as well, who always support when we need it. So a lot of love to everyone for making that event, right? So let me tell you a little bit about how it went in general, right? This one was really interesting because it was like a new type of event for us, right? So everybody was dressed up, right? I don't know who I sent it to, but I just felt like everybody was like there were just a billion Harry Potters everywhere. Even though people were not dressed up as Harry Potter, it just felt
There were
like they
definitely
were.
hairy things.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
were
know
just
about Harry
all
Potter.
like that kind of vibe. And there were a lot of like furry animals, a lot of them. So that was the vibe, right, that you're going for when it's Comic-Con. So yeah, yeah, there were a lot of those. Yeah, what Blake's saying, a lot of those furries. Yeah, so many.
Talked to a few of them. They're
Yeah,
nice.
talked to a few of them. So it was a very, very different experience.
I'm still talking about
for there'll be there'll be a lot of it was a very different experience for us, right? Where we're used to going to these kind of gaming expos. But it gave us the opportunity to really look at um Reign of Titans in quite a different way for us, right? So like let's start, right? What were our objectives when we went into this Comic-Con? Right, our objective was to say not necessarily that we wanted to be able to get, hundreds thousands of users, right, signed up from this event. Our objective really was to go in and say, okay, we want to have Reign of Titans as a brand represented at this kind of event, at this kind of scale, alongside all of these other games, right? And to eat as many Stroop waffles as we could, which turned out to be what we had them every day, right? Giant Stroop waffles, which were really great, really, really good. Was nice. So and to do this obviously against the backdrop, right, of Europe, and this was really nice. So starting off with the wins, right? The booth itself looked incredible, right? From the way that we kind of had the characters that were showcased, and just the actual design of the stand itself was really nice. I would say that actually this was the highest quality stand that we've had today. Got a spider on me. Sorry, it was my leg. Out of all of the stands that we've had, I think that this was the number one. In terms of quality, in terms of feel. Like for example, what you wouldn't see with the pictures, right, is that it was actually like fabric, the booth. So yeah, a very different aesthetic than we'd had before. So it looked really incredible. So good about that. We had countless people kind of stopping by and talking about how impressed they were with the actual aesthetic. Like it definitely stood out because we were in such a clutch place as well. Like we were like we were next to the waffles, which was great. And we were like right on a walkway, and we had a giant screen that you could see from the distance too. So we were in a really, really good walkway. And you'd see like, especially kids like coming through, like tugging at their parents' like arms, right, trying to come over to the booth, which is nice. So we got the curiosity down there. Big win for the day because the stand looked amazing. What we saw is that once we had people kind of and Ross yelling at everyone. Once we saw that players kind of got hands on with the game, right? We had the tablets that were set up for everybody. The reaction was really positive, right? People really enjoyed it. And then you had people that didn't just like kind of come and then go. You had people that really like stayed, stuck around and challenged each other and like genuinely got into it. At every kind of event that we do, there's always like a few people that are like really, really intense and they don't leave. And there were in particular, there were these couple of kids, I have to tell you about them, right? There were these couple of kids that like kept staying there, right? Particularly on the Sunday. They kept coming back, and their parents would like come and just leave them and then stay with us. Kept playing the game, and then they'd challenge us right on stage. And obviously, like, you know how I talked about in Colombia, right? Where you can't like, it feels weird to like just annihilate kids because they're like young, and it's like you're on stage and you want to give them like a prize. So I'm not going to say we let them win, but we didn't play to our best, right? Because it's kids on stage. So this one kid, right? He's like playing with Blake, and then what did he say to you, Blake?
Yeah,
When he finished?
He beat me, and then looked at me across the table, pointed at me, and goes, "Easy."
So
And then stood up.
yeah, stood up. Threw his arms out, was like, "Who wants to challenge me? Who wants to challenge me?" And starts like pointing at the crowd, right? So I go up, right, and I'm like, I'm gonna destroy this kid because he's giving it all the mouth. But then I felt bad when I was playing him because it was like turn 2, and I was like obviously playing lava, and I was like, okay, he's gonna be done. So I was like doing all the things like to make I was stalling, right? I was like stalling like pretty intensely. I mean, I was playing like Melt It All, and that was like the only card I was playing. Yeah, and I had like I had like extra.
Yeah, the
strong,
destruction.
Right? Yeah, I had that destruction, right? And I'm just playing Melt It All, with like full mana, right? So I let him win, and then let him win. He's like giving it all the mouth, blah blah blah, same. And I go to him later, and I'm like, we need to have a rematch. Looks at me in my eyes, and then he goes, "No, fair, all's fair," and then just walks off. And it was like, damn, okay. So we basically let him win, beat all of us. Yeah, easy. So it was like hilarious to kind of see these people like really getting into it. Energy was really good on the stage because we had that screen. And again, we had Ross that was basically like yelling at everyone. With this, thinking about Ross too, it was good because he knew the game, right? This was really a nice test for us because it's the first time that we've had kind of somebody there with us that knows the game, right? Like actually knows it and hasn't just tried to learn it in about 24 hours. So having him there, and he's the same, right? The same as he's on stream is like exactly how he is.
It's a walking Twitch.
Yeah, he's like walking Twitch. It's hilarious, like to meet Ross in real life because it's like, oh, yep, you look exactly as I thought in every sense of the word. So great to see that charisma coming through in real life, and I think you could kind of hear him from different parts of the area as well. So it was good. This kind of gave us a good kind of confidence, like going into thinking about the esports roadmap, right? And then having somebody that's commentating and that real life experience that we want to be bringing. It's really funny that you talk about the stealing a plushie because actually I've got some really fun alpha that I'm going to tell you at the end. So that was really nice having a host in real life. Definitely something that we want to make sure that we're doing properly when it comes to the esports and full kind of tournament experience, right? And even when we talk about things that we want to be doing, even things that we want to be doing for other in-persons, right? Like Brazil Game Show, for example. On the ground help, as I talked about, was great. Native speaker, really nice. Again, having BVT as well there was great because he was able to speak in the local language, which was good. Things that we've learned, right? These were definitely like the wins for us. Things that we learned for this one. When it comes to things like Comic-Con, right? This is much more focused on like cosplay, merch, and IP-based fandom. So like I said, we had all the furries, all the Harry Potters, blah, 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 all the Call of Duty people. And the gaming area was like much smaller than kind of the rest, and things like trading cards, like even the commerce side of it was huge, right? And the attendees were kind of looking for very specific things. Like most people were actually there to like, I guess like shop, right, and collect things. So it wasn't the same kind of environment as like a full kind of gaming convention, right? So it was a little bit different, right? So things that we learned, right? So our passport system, for example, didn't get as much interaction as we've seen when it came to like AGS, right? because people didn't necessarily want to like be going around and looking for stuff. So they would want to come and play the game, but they just didn't necessarily want to like stay and like be at the stand and be looking for certain things. They'd rather like be looking around at the rest of the Comic-Con. We also felt, as we always do, right, just the complexity of what we're trying to do and trying to explain it in bite-sized chunks. This has kind of led us down the route to talking about, how are we going to be doing that first time user experience. We've got a few things that we need to do already. I think the tutorial is going to be a really big help with that, just naturally, even having that for people, but having a different experience just where we can have a kind of introduction to the game and not people having to play the full game when it comes to these kind of events is probably something we need to be working on as well. And then one of the last biggest takeaways that I talk about is just how much opportunity there is for us when it comes to the actual IP of the game itself and less on the gaming side of it, right? So things like the plushies, right, that you're all talking about here, like this would have gone down like so well. There were so many plushies that were for sale there. Things like trading cards, right, like perfect for this kind of event. So really also trying to branch out when it comes to the IP and take things that we can actually sell there is going to be a plus when it comes to things like Comic-Con. We definitely want to see, there is a winter edition of it as well that we're eyeing to be doing as well, right? So it'll be nice to put in all of these features into the stand as well, if we go back for the winter edition. But really nice for us. Again, it's kind of quite naturally and organically starting to build up our European base, which has not been our core strategy. But thanks to our community, it's now kind of becoming part of our strategy. So let's kind of see what else we're going to be doing in Europe, right? But really nice for us. I talked about, we've got our core markets, right? So in particular, we're looking at Brazil. In particular, we're looking at India. We've been making some really good traction when it comes to everything that we're doing with Guanana. I'll have some sneak peeks for you next week on some stuff, particularly with Guanana. We will actually be in Brazil in the next couple of weeks as well, working with the team down there, working with the agency Druid down there too, because we've got some pretty fun things planned. But as of next week, I am pretty confident I'll be able to actually share with you some sneak peeks that right now are just going through kind of the legal kind of sign off. And once they have, I'm not going to keep it a secret. You'll be the first people to know and see it, right, from some stuff that's going to be going out there. But looking good for that for Brazil. But India, we are also looking very good, right? So finally, and I feel like this has been like, we did this ages ago, but we have the Scout podcast release, which is coming out now. So after the success that we did have, Chiku, for the moment, we're going to not have the, did we post anything? Did we post any stuff on, Did we post any pictures? No?
No highlights of the actual event, only the stand and the merch.
Okay. Okay, so we had the Creator Clash, right? So, sorry. Now I'm getting confused. Right, I was answering your question. Chiku. Tournament. We are not going to have it yet because we haven't solved the issue, and we're not going to announce when we're going to do the next Titan tournament until we have the issue solved. It has already been pushed back. So instead, on the 5th, we're going to be having an affiliate tournament. And not our Titan tournament, but we still will have plenty of tournament action for all of you, right? And we'll basically run it that we will still be doing tournaments, but we won't do a Titan tournament because we just can't risk it, right? I hope the fixing will also be done soon too. I don't know if you heard any of the beginning of the Titan talk, but we did talk a little bit about it and the testing that we did today. Okay, I'm not going to say it all again, but I'll say it in 10 seconds. But basically, we've done a bunch of testing today. What we do know is that this is a code issue and this isn't an infra issue, which is good for us because it's something that's fully within our control, within our development team in terms of how we can fix it, right? So we've identified very, very clearly where the actual issue is. we had like what 400 people that joined and did the test. So we had a really nice amount of people stress testing, and we had different groups of people in real time. We were able to actually see what's going on, which allowed us to really identify where the issue is. So it was positive in that way, right? And we'll keep you updated going into next week about the the status of the fix. Okay, so we did the Creator Clash, really nice, and then we're like, what we're going to do next? And then we've got the Scout stuff, right? We've been kind of teasing it for ages, and we wanted to make sure that we release it at the correct time to really get the maximum visibility of it as well, right? So the response that we had with the Creator Clash was really nice, and you'll start to see now that we've also started to post some of the post events kind of vlogs and behind the scenes content that we do have.
We actually do have a highlight from Comic-Con. I didn't realize that's what you were asking.
Oh yeah, that's what I was.
Oh no, I thought you meant if we had already posted something.
Oh,
we do have a highlight for Comic-Con, guys. Sorry.
Did we just put it up?
Yeah, we're putting it live now. Sorry, guys. Hopping around.
Yeah.
I didn't know ads was moving on to the next section. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
But here's a cute little highlight video if anybody wants to see our experience at Comic-Con. Sorry, before we dive into this Scout conversation. There's Ross. Sorry about that.
Awesome. Okay, so okay, so we got some of the behind the scenes stuff that's coming out right from the Creator Clash. So you'll like start to see some of these being posted. We posted one already, and this weekend we've got some more that's coming out. And then we have the actual project itself that's coming out this weekend, which is called Titan Tales. So Titan Tales in general is a new content series where we sit down with some of the most respected voices in the mobile gaming scene. And we just have an honest conversation with them, pretty unfiltered, and really just chat about their journey, state of the industry. And of course, we talk about Reign of Titans as well. And for our first two episodes, for our very first episode, which is in two parts, we have the conversation with Scout, a legend in the Indian mobile gaming scene. Yeah, he's gonna. We have the two-part conversation with Scout.
Technical difficulties with the dog.
Yeah, this is so gross. Can you take over for a second?
Yeah. All right, everyone. Sorry, we're having Jax is having a bit of an episode. I think he's going to the restroom real quick. But what Ads was talking about is the Titan Tales. So the Titan Tales, as she mentioned, is the new podcast series where basically Ads sits down with some of the leading thought leaders in the mobile gaming scene. So for the first episode, we have a really important conversation with Scout, who you guys know is one of the largest gaming creators in India. So this will be two different parts releasing this weekend. We have part one, which will actually drop this Friday. To be more exact, it's actually dropping at 9 a.m. EST, which is 6:30 p.m. IST for those of you in India. For the rest of the world, use the reference of 9 a.m. EST, and that will be part one, which will drop this Friday. We also have some other creators who will be live streaming the game at the time during the release. We'll also be reacting to this podcast conversation live. And then part two, we will have this follow on Sunday. Part two, also similar, we will have some influencers and creators who will be online playing the game when this releases. So the minute that this releases, they'll head on over with their stream and watch this podcast live to get some real-time reactions and engagement from these creators themselves. So each of these videos, so both part 1 and part 2, will be both available in Hindi and English in terms of the subtitles. So no matter where you're watching, whether you're tuning in, from India, from the US, from all over the world, you will be able to watch it in English or in Hindi. So yeah, we're really excited to launch this. We feel like we're launching this at a really, really great time, as Ads had mentioned. So trying to use some of the momentum from the Creator Clash, some of the new followers, a lot of those views that we got, a lot of the people who were interacting with us, excited to kind of continue this momentum with this. And we really just need your support, as always, with anything of our releases. So whether that's actually watching, commenting on the video, or simply sharing it with friends, you really do play a massive role in helping us kind of get this campaign to reach even more people and take this campaign even further. So over the next few months, we'll be continuing to expand this Titan Tales content segment. So we have some other actually pre-recorded conversations that Ads has done, as well as a few new ones that we will be recording. So there's a lot going on here, but we're really, really excited to have more conversations, more Titan Tales, whether that be with creators, esport leaders, or just general, people who work in the mobile gaming scene live. So this is a really great chance for us to get more perspectives on Reign of Titans from across the mobile gaming ecosystem, and we really want to have, just a content segment that showcases similar to what we do on these Titan Talks, where we just talk about the game, we talk about kind of what's going on, and really get an unbiased perspective on everything from Reign of Titans, from esports, into the general mobile gaming scene as well. So mark your calendars, Titan Army. We have part 1 Friday, so that's tomorrow, 9 a.m. EST, and then part 2, which will drop on Sunday, again, 9 a.m. EST, or both days, 6:30 p.m. IST. If you haven't already done so, make sure to subscribe to either our global Reign of Titans YouTube or our India-specific Reign of Titans YouTube. The podcast will be released on both of those channels. So mark your calendars, Titan Army. Friday, Sunday with Scout, and let's make this one count. Yeah, Jax looks a little
he's
guilty there.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a whole situation just now. So sorry about that.
It's not cute if you knew what he just did.
Yeah, that was disgusting. That whole situation. Okay, yeah, he's the best though. But that was a lot. Okay, so he said, yeah, he basically just threw up on the floor. So that was the whole situation. And now
we're here now, dude.
Now he's a little bit sad. For him. Yeah,
he throw up on your little whiskers.
So that whole noise situation is him. Yeah,
clearing out his sinuses.
It's disgusting. But he's good. He's cute. Yeah, we need to get a plushie of Jackson. But something I want to tell you, right? About the right, AJ. So I wanted to give you a little bit of alpha, right, about something that we're planning, which is going to be quite funny and quite cool, right? So, because you've been asking it here, so you've been like asking us if we found. Oh, should we tell them or should we have it? I kind of started already. I guess. So you've been saying like, have we found Bluebo, right? So we've actually decided to do quite a fun campaign, which is going to be a Where's Bluebo campaign. So we're going to do it across India. We're going to get like quite a few people involved in it as well. And it's going to be really, really funny to kind of have this campaign of Where's Bluebo. Yeah. So we'll probably rope in some of you as community members as well on this one. So
it's okay.
So it's going to be a really fun one. This Where's Bluebo campaign.
Another pause as we have to move rooms.
Yeah, I mean it's a perfect segue for us to go into some games, playing games. Okay. All right, so yes, we'll be doing the Where's Bluebo campaign. Hopefully it's gonna be starting from sometime next month, right? And again, we'll see like who we can rope into this campaign with us, but we think it's gonna be a really fun one. It's gonna be a really, really fun one for us.
We just left somebody in the other conference room with all the puke.
We're recording. We should be saying that on camera. Yeah.
We want to work with the
Exactly,
milk carton.
It's going to be
distributor.
exactly missing Bluebo. Where's Bluebo? I mean, so we're probably going to have to do some kind of interview with Maddie. Yeah, there's probably going to have to be some kind of interrogation. So Maddie, like, you know, just get ready because you're a suspect in this. Yeah. So interrogation. Yeah, basically. Yeah. There'll be some rewards that are going to be going out as well.
Bright light.
Yeah.
In some of your faces.
Yeah. I'm going to set Blake on you. Or we'll set that kid. We'll go track that kid down from the Netherlands.
Oh, no,
Set that kid on you.
12 nightmares.
Yeah. So question, FarmView, 400 people testing all at one time today, so means possible for full steam ahead on tournament. Yes, if it was successful. But it was not, right? Because we still found that we had issues, right? We are going to do obviously subsequent testing with hopefully similar number of people. But what the testing did do for us today is that it helped us to actually fully identify where the problem is in real time. But yes, once we need to make sure that we have that quantity of people so that when we're doing this testing, it will be full steam ahead on the tournament when it is successful, right? I mean, we're all innocent until we see Bluebo. We're all innocent till Bluebo's in the bag. That's what I'm saying. So this will be the campaign. Yeah, so that's it. That's all from us, Titan Army. Got some alpha in there for all of you. And then if the problem was to be I mean that would be a double win, right? If the problem were the problem being identified is a win for the team, right? And we have identified the problem. If we were able to identify the problem and solve it already, right? Or if we had already solved it, then that would be like a double win, right? But for sure, being able to identify what it is has been a massive win because, as I said before, we've kind of been in this situation where we've been almost like shooting in the dark a little bit and like fixing certain things, thinking that we had fixed the issue, right? But being able to see it real time and actually narrow it down to know, okay, yes, this is categorically a code issue that we are seeing now. This is not an infrastructure issue, which is where we were kind of with before. So it's so it's 50% of the work is complete, exactly. Evil Star, are you saying I don't know if you're saying you missed the Titan talk, so therefore I'm not gonna do a recap, but it's a good one.
Jack's Titan.
It's so cute.
Kind of scary.
Yeah, it's kind of scary though. Jackson's like sweet. You know, he's got a look. He's got a look sweeter. No. 400 people, quite impressive. Did Discord the announcement? Did the Discord? No, yeah. So farm. It's not that we just. It's not just a Discord announcement, right? We work specifically with this group Listo, and you know it was tasked to get this number of people, right? So it wasn't that we just put out an announcement. We worked with an agency with us as well. Oh, okay. So you joined late. Sorry. So what was your question then, Evil Star? We're about to end. Oh, you just joined. So did you miss it by 10 or 20? No, you missed it by like an hour. So you're like, we're done. Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah, the agency is good and has a good size reach, right? We kind of say our requirements and what we need. We're going to need to do more testing with these same kind of numbers. Yeah, we'll do the whole thing again. Rich at this point. When's the ice element?
Some ice cream bribes to get the ice element.
Yeah. Ice cream bribes. That's a good one. Just like nothing happened back at the beginning. Yeah, we need some bribes for the ice element. You know what's going to be really fun is that we're going to have some of the Guanana like game stuff coming in soon as well. So it's going to be fun. Firstborn child. Oh, Jackson was about to do it again. Firstborn child, that's for the plushie. Farm view. So how big can the agency be for ROT? No, it's not a marketing agency, right? It's for like for very specific things like related to testing. And we do like different things, right, around testing. We do things like this. Or we may want to, for example, know how a specific thing is functioning in a particular region, right? So it's really focused around testing for this, not connected to marketing at all.
Next week.
I don't trust Jackson right now. He's got a face on. For the Guanana stuff, yeah. So yes, we'll have like some things next week, right? As I said, Farm, I'm not sure if you were here, but we have some things that are caught in legal at the moment. So once we get the sign off, we'll be able to share it with you. But more specifically, when we talk about like game development, you know, I mean, like the in-game stuff as well, we're starting to work on. That will be Guanana branded. Oh, you heard something about electricity element. Oh yeah. What was that? On-site alpha?
I thought it was Thunder.
Do I think an ROT character can end up on a Guanana can one day?
I wish.
Oh,
That'd be cool.
like Tarek?
You think it would be Turk?
I don't know.
Sounds kind of weird.
I don't know about that. I guess we'll just have to see. But I mean, it's good to dream, right? It's good to dream. I do think one day it could farm. Yeah, I do.
Oh, they're kind of big though. That's like a big brand.
They are big, but it's
That's a
like
really big brand.
if we like got on the can, it would be kind of like
It'll
be a lot.
That'd be massive.
Yeah,
That'd be so cool.
I don't know if that's like
I
it
don't know
might
if
be
they
a few
understand how
years.
big
I don't know if they
Guanana
know.
is.
Yeah,
Even asking that question,
it would be
is-
like big.
is like, wow.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe
You think
that's
we're there, Farmview?
I don't. Why? Yeah, I guess Farm thinks we're there. Yeah. Wow.
That would be cool.
Yeah, it would be cool. That would be really cool. How excited would you be if that were the case? Like, how excited would you all be?
Like 1 to 10.
Yeah, on a scale 1 to 10. 10 being the highest.
You got a smiley face.
Yeah, guess that means 10. 98. All right. Well, I don't know for that 98. Yeah, maybe we'll see. We'll see. It'll be big though. Be big.
Yeah, that'd be massive.
Yeah. Like, yeah, just a Titan on the can. Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people would see that?
Yeah, I know. It would
If
be
we did
like
that?
insane. Yeah. We should have thought that. Yeah. Why didn't we think of doing that? Yeah.
Rumble?
All right.
No way.
We'll talk about it next week. You all got to join the Titan Talk to see what's going on. Yeah, so who am I coming after?
Maddie
Oh, but then
and Ansh Sharma.
yeah, Anch. Oh wait, are they the same people?
Maddie
It's a shame.
is Ansh.
We do this every time. All right, Anch,
All right.
let's
Who
go.
wants the bounty? Who wants it? Say me.
Crypt.
First to say me. Oh, Crip got it. Crip got it. And we got a classic Rumble today. You guys know the drill. you will get a medium loot box if you kill ads, myself, or Crypt. Any of us commit suicide, everyone who is playing will get a normal loot box. And if you win the Super Rumble, you will get a medium loot box. Ooh. What's the lore here, Phoenix Wolf, with Brutal Ace? I don't know if I remember this one. Was this last week's? Ooh, ads. Do you remember your challenger Brutal Ace from last week?
My which one?
One of your arch
yeah,
nemesis,
yeah,
a new
yeah.
one. The new one.
Are they here?
Brutal Ace, are you here? Oh, he's typing. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Now I've got two. Right. Yeah.
you got two.
Nice. When's ROT starting in Brazil? Yeah. So, good question. So we hope to start some marketing, in Brazil, sort of like July time.
We have done some marketing even. Yeah.
Well, but like the campaigns, right? We want to start sort of July time with Guaraná. Yes, we have been doing some low key marketing in Brazil already, with some ads, right? And I can tell you that our growth rates in Brazil are our highest, right? That we have today. So again, I'm giving you a little bit of alpha. So we know that the market is hot, right? So we've done some low key things there. Nothing like actually like on the ground, right? The campaigns for Guaraná will be the first big things, and they should be starting towards the end of the sort of going into like the summer, right? End of the summer. We are, as I said, not sure if you heard from, we're traveling to Brazil the week after next. So we'll be there for the week with the team, the Guaraná team, and with Druid as well, right? So we've got a lot that's going to be happening in Brazil. And we'll have more to share next week once we're like legally able to as well.
Oh, 34
Brutal
players.
Ace is out by ads.
Ads killed Brutal Ace. We spoke it into existence. Joel killed Daniel. D-Mini has a dagger. Shazinix has a dagger. Phoenix Wolf is fine. D-Mini has killed Ross. Julian is fine. Light committed suicide. And Chiku is dead. Julian killed Guyville. Evil Star killed SRT. Faustino killed D Phoenix Wolf. Oh my gosh, too many cats. Queen killed Evil Star. And Killer Besto killed myself. Come on, Killer Besto. Why Sadie committed suicide. Faustino killed Solstice. Oh, Crypt killed Webbed Hero. Crypt on a roll. And Sharma then killed D. Tess Nestor. Faustino committed suicide. Real Skagamore killed Anch. Ads is rivals
my
are
back.
out. Killer Besto killed Skog. Oof. Julian got a dagger. Crypt got a dagger. Let's see if Ads will kill Killer
I
Besto.
think it's so funny that I killed that person, Brutal Ace. That's so funny. It's like round one.
We even got the screenshots here from Broken to show it. Crypt killed Guyville. Soulman killed Ads. Oh, Ads out. Julian killed Soulman, and Julian then killed Blackfire. 9 players left going into round 8. Ads is spamming cats. Crypt killed Farmview. Queen committed suicide, and Julian killed Abhishek OP. I want to get back in this. I need some cats.
Yeah, I want some.
Come on.
Yeah, I want to get back in.
Whoa. Shazinix committed suicide. Julian killed Killer Besto, and then there were 4.
Oh, slaughtered Killer Besto, Dan.
Oh.
I really want to get back in. Oh.
There's a lot of cats. Oh, resurrection, but it's not us.
Oh.
Chiku, Sadie, and Daniel are back in the game. Dad's still doing cats.
Oh, yeah, I mean.
Crypt killed Chiku. Daniel killed Joel Franklin. And Queen was revived. Wow.
Oh, I want back in.
Oh.
Nice Queen. Ooh. Yep.
Queen killed White Saney. Sankey is back in the game. And Daniel killed Savannah Sage. That's a new name. Never seen that name. A lot of cats. Daniel died. Sankey killed themselves. Julian. Or is it me? Set up a trap. Oh. Crypt killed Queen. Crypt killed Julian, and Crypt
What?
I think that's like the first time somebody with a bounty on them has won outside.
Right. Yeah, I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, thanks, Crypt. You won. Yeah, won it for the team.
Wow. Thanks for saving our loot boxes, Crypt.
That means that we basically won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Nice.
Nice. Maybe one more.
One more. Okay.
There's no tournament
Yeah,
tomorrow.
one
We
more.
can do one more.
Brulace, I'm coming
Tomorrow.
for you again.
This weekend. Oh, a flower era. I don't like these weird eras because then I'm not used to speaking
what's
about
this
them.
flower? Do you think it's going to be stuff like Stop to Smell the Roses again?
No,
like got killed by a tulip or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be like dandelion
Attack or something.
Yeah.
Or like maybe it'll be like, oh, they sneezing attack because of the hay fever.
Yeah, smacked him with a sunflower, stuff like that.
I reckon they'll say allergies. Oh, that's nice. Sunflower because it was too sunny. That's nice. So got a thorn.
Ooh,
oh, he's good. These are good. Yeah.
Roast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're creative. We could create a rumble game.
Broken. You know that's not gonna happen. Yeah. I'm
right.
like, stop trying to write it into existence. That happened one time. Okay, fine, then I'm getting involved.
Perfect.
Come on, Mega Ball.
All right. First one to say me gets the bounty. Oh,
Crypt.
Crypt just says copy and paste.
Yeah,
Me ready. All right. So if you kill ads, myself, or Crypt, you'll get a medium loot box. Any of us commit suicide at any point in the Rumble, everyone who's playing will get a normal loot box.
Oh.
And if you win, you get a medium loot box. Got to join. Oh, did I join? Oh no. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I always do that every time. I like scroll back up and I'm like, oh my god, I'm not here.
Make sure to hit that sword emoji. You got 15 seconds.
That used to happen to me a lot in the beginning. Do you remember? I used to always not join.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And then we would have to do it again.
Yeah. And I'd hope that no one would notice. And then RT would be like, where's ads? Yeah.
All right. 32 players. Flower era. Ooh. Get 6,400 for winning. Faustino killed D-Mini Goddess. Abhishek committed suicide. Dinosaur committed suicide. D-Phoenix Wolf committed suicide. Soul Mint killed Sankey. And Light killed Brutal Ace. Another one of Ads' nemesis is out.
Bye. Round one again.
Got a Rose. Oh, that's scary. Evil Star killed Skog. Wysani has some Jasmine. And Shazinix killed Web Hero. We didn't see that taking that turn. Evil Star killed and Sharma has Windflowers. Daniel, Guyfield, and Evil Star are dead. Wysani killed Julian. Light. Just drinking in the warmth of the day. Savannah Sage killed Soulmint. Skagamar came back. And Crypt killed Heya. Joel Franklin killed AJ. Joel Franklin then committed suicide. Crypt killed Faustino. Daniel was fine. Blackfire has a Windflower. Ooh, where are we? Blackfire killed Farmview. Savannah Sage has a Rose. Killer Besto has some Lilies. Wysani killed Daniel Excel. And D-Mini Goddess is back in the game. Round 7, Wysani killed Queen. Skagamar killed Edith. Wysani then killed Blazwitch. Skagamar looked pretty today, as he usually does, and then killed a Light. Wysani killed Shazinix. D-Mini Goddess has a Rose. Wysani then killed Ant. Wysani's on a tear. Savannah killed D-Mini Goddess. And I have Columbines. I don't even know my flowers. I don't know what a Columbine looks like. Savannah Sage killed Skagamar. I killed Savannah Sage with the
You're still in it?
Yeah.
You might get this one.
I'd spoken it. That's a blank wins. Oh, I'm still here. Chico's good. Crypt has Jasmine, and Savannah Sage is back. Ooh, maybe getting some revenge on me. Keep my head on a swivel here. Cats. Killer Besto killed Sani. Blackfire then killed Savannah. Blackfire, keep me safe out here. Thanks, Blackfire. All right. I think there's only like 4 players left. Oh my gosh, 5 players left. Julian is fine. Blackfire committed suicide, and Killer Besto got some raindrops on their leaves. I don't know if we're flowers or we're using flowers. It seems to use it interchangeably here.
Your flowers?
Well, it says both. Ooh, my Columbines killed Julian. You Crypt killed Chica.
Columbines.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Man, maybe
Crypt
Crypt is
wins
gonna get a
again,
double
yeah,
one
this
here.
could be crazy.
Then we're gonna keep
Oh.
Crypt on our team. Wow. Wow.
Mic
Okay.
up.
Wow. That's nice. Reign of Titans, Crypt number 2. Huh. We just the
It
team
literally
took it.
spoke it into existence.
The team
yeah.
basically, yeah, we crushed it. The team, 2 for the team. I did not contribute to that, but
Where's my
well
message?
done, Reign of Titans. You got to take a screenshot and then put it in the Titan chat. Maybe in the announcements. Tag
think so.
everyone at here.
I think so.
Yeah, just so everybody remembers that sometimes you win.
Yeah, this is going on my desktop.
Yeah, everybody's got to give their loot boxes. Yeah.
No more loot boxes. We won. We won everything.
All right. Thank you, everyone.
GG's,
GG's.
everyone.
Scan Titan chat.
Just so you all remember, it's going in all the chats.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to have the bot posted at 20-minute intervals so that everybody is aware.
Oh, I posted it too. I'm going to delete mine.
No, leave yours.
BGS in 2 or 3 weeks. No, Brazil Game Show is in October. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning into the Titan Talk. We had a great time with you. As always, a good way for us to be rolling towards the end of our week. Not exactly the end yet, but we will be back with you all next week. We'll have some really fun stuff for you all as well. Particularly, with balance, and then we've got all the exciting stuff that's coming for the Titan, for the Guanana stuff next week. So definitely make sure you tune in. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone. Enjoy the non-tournament weekend this weekend. We'll all take a break and then come back stronger for the next one.
Thanks, everyone.
Cheers. Bye.